So, you're probably here because you want to know about The Wicked and the Damned. This is the second book in the Dark Inheritance trilogy, and I am so glad you're here because more people, in my opinion, need to know about this book and need to be talking about it. This book is a book I think that definitely deserves more hype. So welcome to our very bookish channel. And in all of these ARC review videos, we always start off with saying thank you. Thanks to the publishers, and thank you in this case to Edelweiss for allowing me an early copy of this book because I absolutely adore this series. This is what the cover looks like in case you all are interested, how it looks on my Kobo. So the first book in the series is The Serpent and the Wolf, and this book just kind of took me by surprise. I had so much fun reading that book. It is a 5-star read for me. So of course, when I saw that the second book in this trilogy was announced, I went on Edelweiss and I was able to get a copy and continue the story. This book does come out on February 24th of 2026. I am not going to spoil these books for anybody. I'm going to give you basically a summary of what the book is about, and all the information I talk about can be found in the description of the book, so I'm not giving anything away. So this is a spoiler-free ARC review, and of course, because the book hasn't come out yet and I would not want to spoil anything for anybody, I just want to bring awareness to this book because I enjoyed it, and I just think more people need to be aware of it so that they can also read and enjoy these books. So in this story, you're getting a dual point of view. You're following Vasa. Vasa is a young woman who is the daughter of a king, and she also has a brother, and she also has a dark magic in her that she inherited from her mother. Vasa's brother thinks she's gonna die, so he sends her off to be married to an enemy of theirs, and he is thinking, it'll look like I want peace and I want to bring our communities together, but when she passes away in their care, he can say, look, they killed my sister, and start a war, because he is a very power hungry person, and for him this is like killing two birds with one stone, because Vasa dies, so she's no longer a threat to his crown, and he can blame it on the other person. Obviously Vasa is not very excited about this. She's being married off to Reed. He is known as a very savage warrior. He's not refined. He's not the type of person that Vasa would see herself with. And of course, she doesn't want to be obligated to somebody. She wants to be a free woman. So you are getting a forced proximity. And I just want to say, I'm not giving anything away, but you need to read this book just to see what Vasa does on her wedding night when she gets married to Reed. It just cracked me up. I thought it was so fun and hilarious, and I loved it. I thought it showed her character very well, and I just think that it was a great little twist. So I just want to say props to Rebecca Robinson for putting that fun scene in there. I find that these books all have very fun scenes, and Rebecca Robinson's creativity really comes out in her writing and in the story that she is telling. Now, The Wicked and the Damned, the second book, I'm not going to talk about plot because talking about plot would spoil the first book, so I'm not going to talk about plot, but I just want to say that I loved the continuation of this story. I liked the second book. I liked the first book more. The first book was 5 stars. The Wicked and the Damned was 4 stars, only because I didn't get enough of Vasa and Reed. I just like both of these characters equally, and that's hard for me, y'all. I usually really like MMCs, and the FMCs kind of get on my nerves sometimes when it comes to romance, but I just love how Rebecca Robinson wrote Vasa. She is strong, she is independent, but she's also a typical girl where she, just wants to be with Reed and be around him and feel the support of him. She doesn't need his support, but she wants it. She wants to feel that she's backed, and she's very smart. I love very smart female characters too. I personally get annoyed when the female characters act too whiny or too stupid. I don't want to say stupid because that sounds mean, but when the characters are just very like, why the heck did you do that? That doesn't make any sense. When they're constantly doing things where you're thinking that, it just bothers me. So I tend to like more of the MMCs than the FMCs, but in this book, I like both of these characters equally. They just have a way of really balancing each other out and really also standing by each other. And Reed is a great MMC because he is very protective. He's a touch her and you die type of MMC, which I love. Absolutely, obviously my favorite. But he also trusts Vasa enough and believes in her enough to let her also fight her own battles. And I just love that. The balance between these characters is immaculate. If you like the games God plays, if you liked A Curse Carved in Bone, I think those romantices give you the same vibes. They give you the same strong characters, the same level of romance. The second book, I have to say, was a little more politicky. Like, you are learning a lot more about the people in this world, their powers, their political strengths. There's a lot of maneuvering and strategery, and I really like that. My critique only is that I wish I'd got more of Vasa and Reed because, like I said, I love those characters together. And there's my spoiler-free opinion of this book. I am highly anticipating the third and final book of this trilogy to come out. I can't wait to see what these characters do, how they wrap everything up, how all the problems get solved, and I will try to get an arc and do another arc review for the third book if I'm lucky enough to get one. I don't know. I try to keep up on these things, but it's impossible to get all the arcs that I want, and some books don't even release arcs. Some books, they just come out and you don't even have a chance. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that I will be able to get the third one and review for you all, but I just think this is a fantastic trilogy. I think the writing's fantastic, and I really want more people to read it so we can talk more about these books because I think they're great.